Maritime news. The headlines on Monday, the 19th of April 2021. All parties disappointed with unreasonable SCA claim. Seafarer unions upset. High box shipping cost becoming a norm. Container ship collision kills 3 Indian fishermen. Challenges for lube manufacturers as new fuels emerge. Apex body to handle India's maritime affairs takes shape. The Suez Canal Authority has formally arrested the container vessel Ever Given. An Egyptian judge granted permission for the SCA to seize the vessel after it launched a $916 million compensation claim against its Japanese vessel owner Shuei Kisen-Kasha. However, all parties with an interest in the ship are disappointed with the SCA for their unreasonable claim and for holding up the ship and its crew. The grounding resulted in no pollution and no reported injuries. The vessel was refloated after 6 days and the Suez Canal promptly resumes its commercial operations. Seafarer unions are up in arms against the SCA's decision to not permit the crew to leave the vessel until the claims are settled.
The ship Ever Given, stuck in the Suez Canal, once again brought into focus the professionalism of all seafarers. Right from day one, NUSI had extended solidarity support to all the seafarers who were stuck with their ship in the Suez Canal. We made the seafarers aware that they were not alone. They had the power, solidarity support of the NUSI, of the Maritime Administration. They had the support of the associations. They had the support of MUI and also the company Bernard Schulte. At no point of time the seafarers should consider themselves alone. The Ever Given 25. This is what we made them aware, and we went to the extent of garnering support from the ITF also. The ITF worldwide community from the transport were watching the situation very closely. When the ship was released, after that I personally spoke to the captain and assured him all the solidarity support, come what may, they should not feel alone. We were with them. All the fraternity, the industry, locally, nationally and internationally, we were with them. Now, when I spoke to the captain, he did inform me that the seafarers were relaxed, but they were very apprehensive. Now with the court judgment for the seizure of the vessel, we are aware it is very unfortunate because it is now purely a negotiation between the ship owner, between the charterer, between the insurers, between the Suez Canal Authority. We are least interested in the negotiation, the financial aspect. We don't want to get into that. We are least interested. All we are interested is the well-being, mental well-being of the seafarers on board the ship and also their family members. After the ship was seized, once again I personally spoke to the captain on board the ship and once again just assured him on behalf of everybody, on behalf of all of us, that they should not find themselves alone any time. And we also we are not preempting anything. We are waiting for the formal inquiry to come out, and the inquiry will come. But we are very much prepared because seafarers are keeping the world alive. Seafarers are keeping the world alive, and worldwide support for Ever Given 25. This is our call, and we will ensure, if required, at the national, international, local level, national level and international level, the seafarers get all the support which they deserve. NUSI Zindabad, Jai Navik.
Stubbornly high shipping expenses for businesses are getting sealed into contracts for the next 12 months, forcing companies to pass the extra cost on to consumers. The price for transporting a container to most destinations has hovered near record highs for several months. and conditions are ripe for more increases, even though spot rates usually soften this time of the year. What's more, new contracts being signed by some of the biggest US importers indicates these higher shipping rates are here to stay.
We had a long run of high freight rates. The question therefore is not whether high freight rates are here to stay. It is for how long high freight rates are here to stay. We had a long run of low freight rates, but coupled with surcharges and high ancillary charges. Now even the freight rates are very high. Besides, we have to book cargo in advance and there are cancellation charges. People, the industry stalwarts predict that this phase will last for another 6 months or maximum 1 year. But this is precisely what people said in last June, that after Christmas we will see normalcy in booking, normalcy in space and freight rates. Probably they didn't specify which Christmas, so I am not too sure what happens after this Christmas.
All of us have to accept the fact that the extremely high box rates are going to remain and is going to be a norm for the next 6 to 8 months. Probably the importers and exporters will have to shell out more money. Ultimately the end user will have to shell out more money because ultimately it's the end user who pays. But shipping lines have no choice because the dynamics are such, the boxes are taking much longer ashore. Now you'll find that in the US and other places, people are entering for a long-term, even 1 year contract with very, very high rates. The only reason is, even if the box rate comes down, they are not sure if the box availability will be there. So they do not want to have production losses, they do not want to have commercial losses. So they are willing to pay a freight rate high and sign contracts for a longer duration at these high rates, so that the shipments will continue to come uninterrupted. And that's for the continuity of the business, that is important. That's one trend which is you will see in the US imports now, and this trend is going to follow globally. Hopingly, there could be an improvement by September, October, but as long as this COVID is playing havoc across the world, very, very difficult to predict. Good luck to shippers, importers and exporters, but you'll have to bear this brunt.
At least 3 fishermen were killed and 9 others reported missing after a suspected container ship rammed into their fishing boat 43 nautical miles off the Mangaluru coast last Monday. The Coast Guard brought ashore 2 rescued fishermen to Mangaluru the next day. The boat IFB Rabba had sailed from Kerala's Bepur on Sunday with 14 migrant fishermen on board. The boat overturned after being hit by the ship around midnight. Singapore-flagged container ship APL Lehaure is suspected to be involved in the collision.
Indian Maritime University, a central university under Ministry of Shipping, Government of India, offering various UG and PG courses in the maritime sector, UG programs in Marine Engineering, Nautical Science and Naval Architecture, PG, and research programs in Naval Architecture, Marine Engineering and Management. Campuses located in Chennai, Visakhapatnam, Kolkata, Mumbai and Kochi. For admissions and program details, please visit www.imu.edu.in.
By 2030, we estimate there will be many commercial applications of oxygenated fuels like methanol or ethanol, as well as mixtures of conventional fuel oils with biofuels. We will also begin to see engines running on no-carbon fuels such as ammonia and hydrogen. But existing lube oils have been designed to achieve the reliability of engines running on conventional high and low sulfur fuels. So it is reasonable to expect increased research and development into lubes that will handle alternative fuels of the future. So what are the challenges for the lube oil manufacturers?
Ships can run at very low engine loads at times and then proceed at normal speed. So cylinder oil especially has to cope with varying temperatures and moisture levels in the engines. As now engines will have to run on very low sulfur fuels and no carbon fuels in the future, the industry has to accept that the ships will have to switch to cylinder oils with low base number to avoid complications which can be caused by deposit formations, build up, and then to create a sufficient level of detergency. So LUBE manufacturers will have to comply. We have been using high base number cylinder oils, 70 to 90 base number, when operating on high sulfur fuels. But now low base number oil, 15 to 30, will have to be used when operating on very low sulfur fuel. So major blenders like Shell and Chevron will have to continue blends using grade 1 base oils, which is most appropriate based on the supply and cost. We can certainly expect increased research and development of lubricating oils to handle alternative fuels of the future.
India will finally have a federal apex body to handle all maritime affairs, from the coastline to the high seas, and ensure cohesive policy making and effective coordination among the multiple authorities dealing with such issues in the country, says Chief of Defence Staff General Bipin Rawat. The organizational structure of a National Maritime Commission (NMC) has been worked out after interministerial consultations. It is in the final stages now, requiring only the nod of the Cabinet Committee on Security. By the middle of this year, the NMC will become a reality.
The proposed formation of National Maritime Commission is a welcome development. India has a long coastline and none of us have forgotten 2611. National Maritime Commission is expected to focus on maritime security and related challenges. I understand that it is one of the recommendations given by Indian Navy to the government to have such a commission so that all the agencies related to maritime security can work in a coordinated and cohesive manner. As I said, National Maritime Commission will focus on maritime security and in all fairness, it will have representation from National Security Council, Ministry of External Affairs, defense strategist, and of course, foreign policy makers. It's a bit too late. It's better late than never. We welcome this development by the government.
Stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you for watching. See you next Monday.